ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues and seekers of truth, I am honored to share with you today a reflection on a topic that resonates with the deepest chords of the human psyche, the secret spiritual meaning of every pain caused by a narcissist. This exploration, inspired by the intricacies of the human soul and the profound insights of depth psychology, invites us to traverse the landscapes of both suffering and self-discovery. As we embark on this journey together, let us embrace the fluidity of thoughts and emotions, allowing the unconscious to whisper its truths through the symbols and archetypes that emerge. At the heart of our inquiry lies the narcissist, a figure who embodies not only a psychological profile, but also an archetype of profound spiritual significance. The narcissist, with their apparent self-absorption and often destructive patterns, becomes a mirror reflecting the hidden recesses of our own consciousness. Through the pain inflicted by such individuals, we encounter the darkened corridors of our psyche, where shadows dance and the ego faces its most formidable challenges. In the realm of analytical psychology, we understand that every encounter with a narcissist is a dual journey, an outward conflict and an inward confrontation. The pain they cause is not merely a surface wound, but a portal to the soul's deepest questions. Why do we find ourselves ensnared in their web? What unspoken needs draw us into their orbit? These questions point to the interplay between our conscious intentions and unconscious desires. Revealing the intricate tapestry of our being, symbolically, the narcissist can be likened to the figure of the trickster, a cunning, shape-shifting archetype that disrupts the status quo and forces us to reassess our values and beliefs. In mythology, tricksters often appear as catalysts for transformation, unsettling the hero's journey but ultimately propelling them toward greater self-awareness. Similarly, the narcissist disrupts our personal narrative, challenging our perception of love, validation, and worth. In the throes of such relationships, we may experience feelings of inadequacy, betrayal, and profound loss. These emotions, though painful, serve as a crucible for the alchemical process of individuation. Each wound inflicted by the narcissist beckons us to examine our own shadow, the aspects of ourselves we have disowned or denied. It is through this confrontation with the shadow that we begin to integrate the disparate elements of our psyche, achieving a more holistic sense of self. The shadow, as I have often elaborated, comprises those elements of our personality that reside in the unconscious, hidden from the light of our awareness. It is the repository of repressed desires, fears, and instincts. The narcissist, by virtue of their behavior, forces us to confront these shadowy elements, acting as an unwitting catalyst for our psychological growth. In the face of their manipulation and self-centeredness, we are compelled to question our own boundaries, the values and sense of agency. The journey into the shadow is fraught with challenges, for it requires courage to face the parts of ourselves we find unpalatable or frightening. Yet, it is only by embracing the shadow that we can hope to transcend the pain inflicted by the narcissist. In doing so, we begin to reclaim our power, asserting our right to define ourselves beyond the distortions of external validation. As we delve deeper into this exploration, we must consider the role of projections, the psychological process by which we attribute our own unconscious traits onto others. In relationships with narcissists, projections run rampant. We may project onto them our idealized notions of love, strength, or confidence, only to be disillusioned when they fail to meet these expectations. Conversely, they may project onto us their own insecurities and fears, creating a dynamic that is both toxic and enlightening. The art of withdrawing projections is a delicate one, requiring us to discern between what belongs to us and what is truly the other. It is an act of reclaiming our own psyche, disentangling the threads of our identity from the illusions spun by the narcissist. Through this process, we gain insight into our own needs and aspirations, allowing us to engage with the world from a place of authenticity and integrity. In exploring the spiritual dimensions of the pain caused by narcissists, we must also turn our gaze to the concept of the self, the central archetype of wholeness and integration within the psyche. The self represents the totality of our being, encompassing both conscious and unconscious elements. It is the guiding force that propels us toward individuation, the realization of our true potential. When confronted with the narcissist, we are challenged to align our lives with the self, transcending the ego's desires for recognition and validation. This alignment requires us to listen to the subtle whispers of our soul, to heed the call of our inner truth. It demands that we cultivate a relationship with the divine within, trusting in the wisdom of the unconscious to guide us through the tumultuous waters of interpersonal conflict. The path to the self is not a solitary journey, but one that is enriched by the collective unconscious, the shared reservoir of symbols, myths, and archetypes that unite humanity across time and space. In the narratives of ancient cultures, we find echoes of our own struggles, as well as the wisdom to navigate them. The myth of Narcissus, for instance, serves as a cautionary tale of self-absorption and the perils of forsaking authentic connection in pursuit of superficial allure. In our modern context, the tale of Narcissus is reenacted in the lives of those who fall prey to the allure of narcissistic relationships. The reflection that ensnares Narcissus represents the illusory promises of fulfillment and love, which ultimately lead to isolation and despair. Yet, within this myth lies a deeper spiritual lesson, the call to turn away from the deceptive reflections of the ego and towards the true source of inner nourishment. As we contemplate the spiritual meaning of the pain caused by narcissists, we must also recognize the potential for redemption and transformation. Every encounter with darkness holds within it the seed of light, a reminder that suffering is not an end, but a passage to greater understanding and compassion. By embracing the lessons offered by these challenging relationships, we open ourselves to the possibility of healing and renewal. The narcissist, in the complexity, serves as both adversary and teacher. Through the trials they present, we are compelled to question our assumptions, re-evaluate our priorities, and ultimately forge a deeper connection with our own soul. This journey, though arduous, is one of profound liberation, freeing us from the chains of external validation and guiding us toward a life of authenticity and purpose. In conclusion, let us embrace the pain caused by narcissists not as a curse, but as a call to self-discovery. Let us honor the wisdom of the unconscious, trusting in its capacity to lead us through the labyrinth of our own psyche. As we emerge from this exploration, may we find within ourselves the strength to transcend the illusions of the ego, embracing the eternal dance of light and shadow that defines the human condition. And may we, in the spirit of unity and growth, invite the transformative power of love and understanding into every aspect of our lives. As our dialogue continue, allow me to guide you further into the depths of this exploration. The journey we undertake is not a mere intellectual exercise, but a profound engagement with the living essence of our psyche. In the presence of a narcissist, we are often confronted with a potent mix of admiration and revulsion. This duality is not coincidental, but rather an invitation to examine the nature of our attachments and the underlying dynamics at play. Within the realm of depth psychology, the narcissist embodies the tension between eros and thanatos, love and death. Their charm and charisma draw us in, awakening our desires and fantasies. Yet, beneath this veneer lies a void, a chasm of unmet needs and existential dread. The narcissist's inability to form genuine connections reflects their own struggle with these opposing forces. In engaging with a narcissist, we are compelled to confront these elements within ourselves, exploring how they manifest in our own lives and relationships. The concept of eros as an archetype extends beyond mere romantic love. It embodies the life force, creativity, and the drive for connection and unity. It is the energy that propels us toward others, seeking fulfillment and meaning through relationships. However, when distorted by the narcissist's influence, eros becomes entangled with the shadows of unmet needs and compulsions. The allure of the narcissist is often a siren call to those aspects of ourselves that crave validation and recognition, revealing the ways in which we may have neglected our own self-worth. Conversely, thanatos represents the death instinct, the pull toward destruction and dissolution. It is the counterpart to eros, reminding us of the impermanence of life and the inevitability of endings. In the presence of a narcissist, the dance between eros and thanatos can become a destructive cycle. As the initial allure gives way to patterns of manipulation and emotional erosion, the pain experienced in these interactions is a manifestation of this archetypal struggle, urging us to reconcile these forces within ourselves. To navigate this complex interplay, we must embark on a journey of self-reflection and healing. The pain inflicted by a narcissist serves as a catalyst for examining the narratives we have constructed about ourselves and our worth. It calls us to dismantle the illusions that bind us, to strip away the layers of false identity that have been shaped by external influences. This process, though challenging, is essential for the reclamation of our authentic selves. In this pursuit, the concept of the inner child becomes a focal point of healing. The inner child represents the innocent, vulnerable aspects of our psyche, often carrying the wounds of unmet needs and early traumas. In relationships with narcissists, these wounds are frequently reopened, echoing the primal cries of the child within us. By tending to the needs of the inner child, we begin to nurture the parts of ourselves that have been neglected or suppressed. This act of self-compassion fosters a sense of wholeness, allowing us to break free from the cycle of seeking validation from external sources. Furthermore, the journey of healing invites us to engage with the archetype of the healer, both within ourselves and in the world around us. The healer archetype embodies the capacity for transformation and renewal, urging us to transcend the limitations of our ego and embrace the deeper wisdom of our soul in the presence of a narcissist. The healer archetype serves as a guide, illuminating the path towards self-empowerment and resilience. As we cultivate the healer within, we also come to recognize the importance of boundaries in relationships with narcissists. Boundaries are often blurred or violated, leading to a loss of self and autonomy. The establishment of healthy boundaries is a profound act of self-respect and self-care, asserting our right to define our own reality and protect our emotional well-being. It is through the fortification of these boundaries that we regain our sense of agency, disentangling ourselves from the web of deception and dependency. In this process, dreams serve as a valuable tool for insight and guidance. The language of dreams, rich with symbolism and metaphor, offers a window into the unconscious mind, revealing the underlying dynamics at play in our interactions with narcissists. By engaging with our dreams, we access the wisdom of the psyche, uncovering hidden truths and exploring alternative perspectives. Dreams provide a safe space for the exploration of our fears and desires, offering a canvas upon which the soul can express itself freely. As we journey through the labyrinths of our own consciousness, we encounter the archetype of the hero, a symbol of courage, transformation, and self-discovery. The hero's journey is not an external adventure, but an inward quest, a confrontation with the dragons that reside within. In the context of relationships with narcissists, the hero archetype inspires us to rise above victimhood, to reclaim our power and rewrite the narrative of our lives. It is an invitation to embrace our own strength and resilience, to become the authors of our own destiny. The hero's journey is marked by trials and tribulations, yet it is through these challenges that we uncover the depths of our own potential. The pain caused by a narcissist, though profound, becomes a crucible for transformation, refining us into more authentic and empowered versions of ourselves. By embracing the hero within, we awaken to the possibility of a life beyond the limitations of past wounds and patterns. In this exploration, we also encounter the archetype of the wise old man or wise old woman, symbols of inner wisdom and guidance. These figures represent the integration of the conscious and unconscious, offering counsel and insight as we navigate the complexities of our relationships. In the presence of a narcissist, the wisdom of these archetypes serves as a beacon illuminating the path to clarity and discernment. They remind us of the importance of listening to our inner voice, of trusting in the guidance of our intuition. As we draw upon this inner wisdom, we come to understand that the journey of healing is not one of isolation but of connection. The pain caused by a narcissist often leaves us feeling alienated and alone, yet it is through the bonds of community and shared experience that we find solace and support. By engaging with others who have traversed similar paths, we foster a sense of belonging and understanding, recognizing that we are not alone in our struggles. In conclusion, the secret spiritual meaning of the pain caused by a narcissist is an invitation to embark on a journey of self-discovery and transformation. It is a call to explore the depths of our own psyche, to confront the shadows and embrace the light within. Through this journey, we learn to navigate the complexities of love and loss, to cultivate resilience and authenticity, and to align our lives with the deeper wisdom of the self. As we emerge from this exploration, let us carry with us the lessons learned and the insights gained. Let us honor the inherent wisdom of our own being, trusting in its capacity to guide us through the challenges of life, and may we, in the spirit of growth and healing, continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, embracing the transformative power of love and understanding. In this way, we move toward a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence. As we continue to unravel the intricate tapestry of the human psyche, let us delve deeper into the profound lessons that encounters with narcissists impart upon our spiritual journey. It is essential to recognize that the pain they cause serves as a crucible for transformation, a necessary trial that propels us towards greater self-awareness and liberation. The narcissist often embodies what we might consider the unintegrated shadow of our collective psyche, a manifestation of the desires and fears we collectively suppress. In this context, our interactions with narcissists reflect not only personal dynamics but also cultural and societal patterns. The rise of narcissism in modern society, with its emphasis on superficial validation and external achievements, mirrors a collective shadow that prioritizes image over substance and self-interest over communal well-being. This cultural context provides fertile ground for the narcissistic archetype to flourish, offering a mirror through which we must examine our own participation in these dynamics. Are we complicit in perpetuating values that prioritize external validation over inner truth? Do we consciously or unconsciously seek affirmation from sources that cannot truly fulfill us? These questions invite us to re-evaluate our values, to seek authenticity over appearance, and to align our lives with the deeper truths of our being in the process of individuation, which is the journey toward becoming whole. We must grapple with the tension between our personal desires and the call of the self. The self, as the totality of our psyche, encompasses both our conscious aspirations and our unconscious potentials. It is the guiding force that leads us toward integration, urging us to transcend the limitations imposed by the ego and embrace a more holistic understanding of our identity. The encounter with the narcissist often serves as a catalyst for this process, awakening us to the dissonance between who we are and who we aspire to become. It reveals the aspects of ourselves that remain unintegrated, the parts of our psyche that are still enmeshed in the illusions of ego-driven desires. By confronting these aspects, we embark on a path of self-discovery, dismantling the false constructs that have obscured our true essence. An essential aspect of this journey is the cultivation of self-compassion. In the wake of a narcissistic relationship, we may find ourselves engulfed in feelings of shame, guilt, or inadequacy. These emotions, though painful, serve as indicators of the internalized judgments and expectations that have shaped our self-perception. By embracing self-compassion, we create a nurturing space within ourselves, allowing for healing and growth to occur. Self-compassion is not an indulgence, but a necessary component of psychological resilience. It enables us to acknowledge our imperfections without judgment, to hold space for our vulnerabilities without succumbing to them. In this way, we begin to reconcile the disparate elements of our psyche, fostering a sense of inner harmony and balance. This integration of self is a vital step toward individuation, as it empowers us to navigate the complexities of life from a place of authenticity and strength. Dream work as an avenue for exploring the unconscious plays a pivotal role in this transformative process. Our dreams serve as a dialogue between the conscious and unconscious, offering insights into the dynamics that influence our waking lives. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, dreams may reveal the underlying fears, desires, and archetypal patterns that have shaped our interactions. By engaging with these dream symbols, we gain access to the deeper wisdom of the psyche, uncovering pathways to healing and renewal. As we interpret our dreams, it is important to approach them with a spirit of curiosity and openness, allowing the symbols to speak to us in their own language. Each dream is a unique expression of the soul's journey, reflecting the themes and challenges that are most relevant to our current stage of development. By honoring the messages of our dreams, we cultivate a deeper connection with our inner world, fostering a sense of alignment with the self. In this journey of self-discovery, we also encounter the archetype of the wounded healer, a powerful symbol of transformation and redemption. The wounded healer embodies the paradox of suffering and healing, illustrating how our wounds can become sources of strength and wisdom. In the context of narcissistic relationships, the wounded healer archetype reminds us that our pain, though profound, holds the potential for profound growth and compassion. The path of the wounded healer is not one of denial or avoidance, but of embracing the totality of our experiences. It invites us to transform our wounds into gateways of empathy and understanding, allowing us to connect with others in meaningful and transformative ways. By embracing the wounded healer within, we recognize the sacredness of our journey, acknowledging the ways in which our struggles have shaped us into more compassionate and resilient beings. As we integrate these insights, we come to understand that the true essence of healing lies in the reconciliation of opposites, the harmonization of light and shadow, conscious and unconscious, individual and collective. This alchemical process is the essence of individuation, guiding us toward a more unified and authentic expression of our being. In conclusion, the spiritual meaning of the pain caused by narcissists is a profound invitation to explore the depths of our own psyche, to confront the shadows that reside within, and to seek the light of the self. It is an opportunity to transcend the limitations of ego-driven desires, to embrace the wholeness of our being, and to cultivate a life of authenticity and purpose. As we leave this exploration, let us carry with us the wisdom of the unconscious, trusting in its capacity to guide us through the complexities of life. Let us honor the sacredness of our journey, embracing the transformative power of love and understanding, and may we, in the spirit of growth and healing, continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, fostering a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence. As we continue our exploration of the deep psychological and spiritual implications of the pain caused by narcissists, let us turn our attention to the role of forgiveness and liberation. Forgiveness, in this context, must be understood not as an absolution of the narcissist behavior, but as a profound act of self-liberation. It is an internal process that releases us from the chains of resentment and anger, which can otherwise tether us to the past and obstruct our journey toward individuation. The act of forgiveness, therefore, is not about condoning harmful behavior, but about reclaiming our power and autonomy. It is about recognizing that holding onto bitterness serves only to perpetuate the cycle of pain, whereas forgiveness allows us to transcend it. In the presence of a narcissist, the challenge of forgiveness often involves reconciling the hurt they have caused with our desire for healing and peace. This reconciliation is a deeply personal journey, one that requires us to confront the emotions that have been buried within us. In the realm of depth psychology, the process of forgiveness can be likened to the alchemical transformation of lead into gold. It requires us to confront the base elements of our psyche, the anger, hurt, and betrayal, and transmute them into wisdom, compassion, and understanding. This alchemical process is not linear but cyclical, mirroring the natural rhythms of growth and decay. As we engage in this inner work, we may find that forgiveness unfolds gradually, revealing new layers of insight and healing over time. Central to this process is the cultivation of empathy, both for ourselves and for the narcissist. Empathy allows us to see beyond the surface behaviors and understand the underlying motivations and wounds that drive them. It invites us to consider the ways in which their actions may be rooted in their own unresolved traumas and unmet needs. This perspective does not excuse their behavior, but provides a broader context for understanding it, allowing us to release the grip of judgment and embrace compassion. As we extend empathy toward the narcissist, we must also direct it inward, acknowledging the pain we have endured and the courage it takes to heal. This self-empathy fosters a sense of inner peace, reminding us that we are deserving of love and compassion, regardless of the circumstances we have faced. It is a reminder that our worth is inherent and not contingent upon the validation or approval of others. In this journey of forgiveness and liberation, we are also called to redefine our sense of identity. The pain inflicted by a narcissist often challenges our self-concept, leading us to question our value and place in the world. As we heal, we have the opportunity to reconstruct our identity from a place of strength and authenticity, embracing the fullness of who we are beyond the limitations of past experiences. This redefinition of self is a creative process akin to the artist who molds raw materials into a work of beauty and meaning. It invites us to explore the myriad facets of our being, to honor the diversity and complexity of our inner landscape. In doing so, we align ourselves with the archetype of the Creator, tapping into the wellspring of creativity and inspiration that resides within us. As creators of our own narrative, we have the power to shape our destiny, to craft a life that reflects our deepest values and aspirations. This creative empowerment is a vital aspect of individuation, as it liberates us from the constraints of external expectations and societal norms. It encourages us to embrace our uniqueness, to celebrate the qualities that make us who we are. In embracing this creative power, we also become agents of change, both within ourselves and in the world around us. The insights gained from our encounters with narcissists can serve as catalysts for broader transformation, inspiring us to advocate for healthier relationships and more compassionate communities. By sharing our experiences and wisdom, we contribute to a collective awakening, fostering a culture of empathy and understanding. As we conclude this exploration, let us turn our attention to the practice of mindfulness and presence. Mindfulness invites us to engage fully with the present moment, to cultivate awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment or attachment. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, mindfulness serves as a powerful tool for grounding and centering, allowing us to anchor ourselves in the here and now. Through mindfulness, we develop the capacity to observe our inner landscape with clarity and compassion, recognizing the patterns and triggers that may arise in response to past wounds. This awareness empowers us to respond consciously rather than reactively, choosing actions that align with our values and intentions. It fosters a sense of inner peace, reminding us that we have agency over our thoughts and emotions, regardless of external circumstances. In this state of presence, we also become attuned to the subtle whispers of our intuition, the inner voice that guides us toward our highest good. Intuition is the language of the soul, offering insights and guidance that transcend the limitations of rational thought. By cultivating a relationship with our intuition, we deepen our connection to the self, aligning our lives with the deeper truths of our being. As we embrace mindfulness and presence, we are reminded of the interconnectedness of all things. We recognize that our journey of healing and individuation is part of a larger tapestry, woven together by the threads of shared experiences and collective wisdom. In this interconnected web of life, we find solace and support, knowing that we are not alone in our struggles or triumphs. In conclusion, the spiritual meaning of the pain caused by narcissists is a profound invitation to awaken to the fullness of our being, to embrace the journey of transformation and healing. It calls us to cultivate forgiveness, empathy, and creativity, to redefine our sense of self, and to engage with the present moment with mindfulness and presence. Through this journey, we discover the depths of our own resilience and potential, awakening to the promise of a life defined by authenticity and purpose. As we part ways, may we carry with us the insights and wisdom gained from this exploration. Trusting in our capacity to navigate the complexities of life with grace and courage, let us honor the sacredness of our journey. Embracing the transformative power of love and understanding, and may we continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, fostering a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence. As we delve further into the spiritual and psychological implications of encounters with narcissists, let us consider the transformative potentials that arise from these challenging relationships. The pain they inflict can serve as a profound impetus for self-exploration and growth, urging us to examine the core of our identity and the narratives that shape our lives. In this light, the narcissist becomes a paradoxical agent of transformation, unwittingly guiding us toward deeper self-awareness and authenticity. One of the most significant aspects of this journey is the exploration of our personal boundaries. Boundaries are the invisible lines that define our sense of self and delineate the space between ourselves and others. In relationships with narcissists, these boundaries are often tested and transgressed, leading to a loss of autonomy and self-definition. However, this very violation can serve as a catalyst for reclaiming and reinforcing our boundaries, enabling us to establish a clearer sense of who we are and what we stand for. The process of redefining boundaries is deeply interwoven with the concept of personal sovereignty, the recognition of our right to govern ourselves, to make choices that align with our values and desires. Personal sovereignty empowers us to assert our needs and protect our well-being, fostering a sense of agency and self-determination. It is an affirmation of our inherent worth, independent of external validation or approval. As we cultivate this sovereignty, we also engage with the archetype of the warrior, a symbol of strength, courage, and determination. The warrior archetype inspires us to stand firm in our truth, to defend our boundaries with clarity and conviction. It reminds us that true power lies not in domination or control, but in the ability to remain grounded and centered amidst adversity. By embodying the warrior within, we cultivate resilience and fortitude, equipping ourselves to navigate the complexities of life with grace and confidence. In tandem with the warrior archetype, we encounter the nurturing energy of the caregiver, a symbol of compassion, empathy, and connection. The caregiver archetype encourages us to extend kindness and support to ourselves and others, fostering a sense of community and belonging. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, the caregiver invites us to nurture the wounded parts of ourselves, to offer them the love and care they have long been denied. This act of self-compassion is a vital component of healing, as it allows us to integrate our experiences with gentleness and understanding. The interplay between the warrior and caregiver archetypes reflects the dynamic balance between strength and vulnerability, action and reflection. This balance is essential for achieving harmony within ourselves and in our relationships. By honoring both aspects of our nature, we cultivate a holistic sense of self, one that embraces the full spectrum of human experience. In this journey of healing and self-discovery, the role of creativity cannot be overstated. Creativity is the expression of our innermost essence, a channel through which we articulate our thoughts, emotions, and experiences. It is a means of giving form to the intangible, of translating the language of the soul into tangible expression in the aftermath of a narcissistic relationship. Creativity offers a powerful avenue for processing and transforming our pain, allowing us to transmute our experiences into art, music, writing, or any other form of creative expression. Through creativity, we engage with the archetype of the artist, a symbol of innovation, imagination, and transformation. The artist archetype invites us to explore new possibilities, to envision a future that transcends the limitations of the past. It encourages us to experiment and take risks, to embrace the unknown with curiosity and openness. By embodying the artist within, we tap into the wellspring of inspiration and potential that resides within us, unlocking new pathways for growth and fulfillment. As we embrace our creative potential, we also become attuned to the rhythms and cycles of nature, recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. Nature serves as a profound teacher, offering wisdom and guidance through its cycles of growth, decay, and renewal. In the presence of a narcissist, we may feel disconnected from our natural rhythms, caught in a cycle of chaos and confusion. Yet, by reconnecting with the natural world, we find solace and grounding, reminding us of the inherent order and balance that exists within and around us. In this reconnection, we encounter the archetype of the Earth Mother, a symbol of fertility, nurturing, and abundance. The Earth Mother archetype embodies the cyclical nature of life, teaching us to embrace change and transformation as integral parts of our journey. By aligning ourselves with these natural rhythms, we cultivate a sense of harmony and flow, attuning to the wisdom of the earth and the cycles of the seasons. In conclusion, the spiritual and psychological journey inspired by encounters with narcissists is a multifaceted exploration of self-discovery and transformation. It is an invitation to redefine our boundaries, embrace our personal sovereignty, and cultivate a holistic sense of self through the integration of archetypes such as the warrior, caregiver, artist, and Earth Mother. We access the full spectrum of our potential, fostering resilience, creativity, and connection. As we continue on this path, let us remain open to the lessons and insights that emerge, trusting in our capacity to navigate the complexities of life with grace and authenticity. Let us honor the sacredness of our journey, embracing the transformative power of love and understanding. And may we continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, fostering a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence. As we delve deeper into the profound journey of healing and transformation prompted by encounters with narcissists, we must turn our attention to the nature of consciousness itself. The exploration of consciousness is central to understanding the dynamics at play in these relationships and the profound lessons they offer. Consciousness is the very essence of our awareness, is both a personal and collective phenomenon, intricately woven through the fabric of our existence. At the heart of consciousness lies the interplay between the personal unconscious the collective unconscious and the conscious mind, the personal unconscious, contains the repressed memories, forgotten experiences, and latent potentials, unique to each individual. It is the reservoir of our personal history, shaping our perceptions and responses in the context of relationships with narcissists. The personal unconscious often holds the key to understanding the patterns and projections that influence our interactions. By bringing these unconscious elements into awareness, we illuminate the hidden motivations and fears that may have drawn us into the orbit of a narcissist. The collective unconscious, on the other hand, transcends the individual, encompassing the shared archetypes and symbols that unite humanity across cultures and epochs. It is the repository of universal themes and narratives, reflecting the collective psyche in our encounters with narcissists. The collective unconscious provides a broader context for understanding the archetypal dynamics at play. The narcissist, as an archetype, embodies the shadow aspects of our collective psyche, challenging us to confront the values and beliefs that shape our society. Through this exploration of consciousness, we are invited to engage with the concept of the self, the central archetype that represents the totality of our being. The self is both the source and goal of individuation, guiding us towards integration and wholeness. It encompasses the conscious ego, the personal unconscious, and the collective unconscious, harmonizing the disparate elements of our psyche. In the presence of a narcissist, the self calls us to transcend the limitations of the ego, to embrace the fullness of our identity beyond the constraints of external validation. The journey toward the self is marked by moments of insight and revelation, often facilitated by synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that reveal the interconnectedness of all things. Synchronicities serve as signposts on the path of individuation, guiding us toward greater alignment with our true purpose. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, synchronicities may manifest as unexpected encounters, intuitive insights, or symbolic dreams that illuminate the path forward. By paying attention to these synchronicities, we attune ourselves to the wisdom of the unconscious, allowing it to guide us toward healing and transformation. As we deepen our exploration of consciousness, we must also consider the role of meditation and contemplative practices in fostering self-awareness and inner peace. Meditation offers a doorway to the inner world, allowing us to quiet the mind and connect with the deeper currents of our being. It is a practice of presence and stillness, cultivating a space of clarity and equanimity amidst the turbulence of life. Through meditation, we develop the capacity to observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment, fostering a sense of detachment from the dramas of the ego. This practice enables us to witness the patterns and narratives that have shaped our identity, allowing for a conscious re-evaluation and redefinition of self. In the wake of a narcissistic relationship, meditation provides a sanctuary for healing, offering a refuge from the chaos of external influences and a space for reflection and renewal. In this meditative space, we encounter the archetype of the sage, a symbol of wisdom, insight, and enlightenment. The sage archetype embodies the pursuit of truth and understanding, guiding us toward deeper insights into the nature of reality. By cultivating the sage within, we develop the capacity to discern the illusions of the ego and see beyond the surface appearances to the underlying truth. This discernment is essential for navigating the complexities of relationships, allowing us to engage with others from a place of authenticity and integrity. As we continue this journey of self-discovery, let us also consider the importance of ritual and ceremony in the process of healing and transformation. Rituals serve as powerful tools for marking transitions, honoring the sacred and creating meaning in our lives. They provide a structure for engaging with the unconscious, facilitating the integration of insights and experiences. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, rituals can serve as a means of release and renewal, allowing us to consciously let go of past attachments and embrace new beginnings, whether through symbolic acts, creative expression, or communal gatherings. Rituals offer a tangible way to honor the journey we have undertaken and the growth we have achieved. The integration of ritual into our lives connects us to the archetype of the shaman, a figure who bridges the worlds of the conscious and unconscious, the material and spiritual. The shaman archetype embodies the capacity for transformation and healing, guiding us through the liminal spaces of change. By embracing the shaman within, we cultivate the ability to navigate the thresholds of our own psyche, accessing the wisdom and power of the unconscious to facilitate healing and growth. In conclusion, the journey of healing and transformation prompted by encounters with narcissists is a profound exploration of consciousness, inviting us to engage with the personal and collective dimensions of our psyche. Through the integration of meditation, rituals, and the archetypes of the sage and shaman, we access the deeper wisdom of our being, fostering a sense of wholeness and alignment with the self. As we continue on this path, let us remain open to the insights and guidance that emerge, trusting in our capacity to navigate the complexities of life with grace and authenticity. Let us honor the sacredness of our journey, embracing the transformative power of love and understanding, and may we continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, fostering a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence. As we proceed further into the labyrinthine exploration of the psyche, let us turn our gaze toward the transformative potential of suffering itself. The pain inflicted by narcissists, while deeply challenging, serves as a profound teacher, revealing the alchemical process of turning adversity into wisdom. In the crucible of suffering, we find the seeds of transformation, urging us to transmute personal anguish into spiritual insight and growth. The concept of the alchemical process is central to understanding the transformative power of suffering. Alchemy, in its symbolic form, represents the journey of transformation from a state of base matter into refined gold. This metaphorical journey mirrors the psychological process of individuation, the integration of disparate parts of the self into a coherent and unified whole. In the context of relationships with narcissists, the alchemical process invites us to engage with our suffering as a catalyst for deep inner change, The initial stage of this alchemical journey is often marked by chaos and confusion. As the familiar structures of our identity are dismantled, the narcissist's presence in our lives can trigger a profound crisis, shaking the foundations of our self-concept and forcing us to confront the shadow aspects of our psyche. This confrontation, though unsettling, is a necessary step in the process of transformation, as it brings to light the hidden dynamics and unresolved conflicts within us. As we navigate this period of turmoil, we enter the stage of dissolution, the breaking down of old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve us. This dissolution is both a death and a rebirth, a shedding of the ego's illusions, and a surrender to the deeper wisdom of the unconscious. It is a time of introspection and reflection as we examine the narratives and attachments that have shaped our identity. In this space of dissolution, we are invited to let go of the need for control and certainty, embracing the unknown with openness and trust. Emerging from dissolution, we enter the stage of coagulation, where the fragments of our psyche begin to coalesce into a new, more integrated self. This stage is characterized by the emergence of new insights and perspectives as we begin to see our experiences through the lens of wisdom and compassion. In the presence of a narcissist, the lessons learned through suffering reveal the deeper truths of our being, guiding us toward a more authentic and empowered expression of self. Throughout this alchemical journey, the role of the unconscious is paramount. The unconscious, as the repository of our hidden potentials and latent energies, offers a wellspring of creativity and insight that can guide us through the process of transformation. By engaging with the symbols and archetypes that emerge from the unconscious, we access the deeper layers of our psyche, unlocking the wisdom and power that reside within. In this exploration, the archetype of the phoenix serves as a powerful symbol of regeneration and renewal. The phoenix, rising from the ashes of its own destruction, embodies the cycle of death and rebirth, illustrating the transformative potential of suffering. By embracing the phoenix within, we cultivate the resilience and courage to transcend our limitations. Emerging from the crucible of suffering as more evolved and enlightened beings. As we continue this journey of transformation, let us also consider the role of community and connection in the process of healing. The pain caused by narcissists can often lead to feelings of isolation and alienation, yet it is through the bonds of community that we find solace and support. By sharing our experiences and insights with others who have traversed similar paths, we foster a sense of belonging and understanding, recognizing the common threads that connect us all. In the context of community, the archetype of the circle serves as a potent symbol of unity and wholeness. The circle, with no beginning or end, represents the interconnectedness of all life, reminding us of our place within the larger tapestry of existence. By participating in communal rituals and gatherings, we engage with the circle's energy, creating a space for healing and transformation to occur. Through these communal connections, we also encounter the archetype of the mentor, a figure who offers guidance and wisdom on the path of self-discovery. The mentor archetype embodies the role of the teacher and guide, providing support and insight as we navigate the complexities of our journey by seeking out mentors within our community. We gain access to the collective wisdom of those who have walked the path before us. Learning from their experiences and insights. In conclusion, the journey of healing and transformation, inspired by encounters with narcissists, is a profound exploration of the alchemical process of suffering. It invites us to engage with our pain as a catalyst for growth, embracing the symbols and archetypes that guide us toward a more integrated and empowered self. Through the support of community and the guidance of mentors, we find the strength to navigate the challenges of life with grace and authenticity. As we continue on this path, let us remain open to the lessons and insights that emerge, trusting in our capacity to transform adversity into wisdom. Let us honor the sacredness of our journey, embracing the transformative power of love and understanding, and may we continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, fostering a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence. As we traverse further into the intricate landscape of psychological and spiritual transformation, let us focus on the profound role of self-awareness and self-acceptance in healing from the pain caused by narcissists. These concepts, while seemingly simple, are fundamental to the journey of individuation and the reclamation of our true selves. The process of cultivating self-awareness involves turning inward, engaging in a compassionate dialogue with our inner world, and embracing the totality of our being. Self-awareness acts as the foundation upon which the edifice of self-acceptance is built. It requires a courageous willingness to examine the depths of our psyche, acknowledging both our strengths and our shadows without judgment. In relationships with narcissists, moments of self-awareness often arise in the aftermath of conflict or emotional turmoil. These moments serve as powerful catalysts for introspection, urging us to explore the underlying dynamics that have perpetuated our involvement in such relationships. In this introspective journey, the practice of journaling can be a valuable tool for cultivating self-awareness. By putting pen to paper, we externalize our thoughts and feelings, allowing us to observe them from a distance and gain clarity. Journaling provides a safe space for reflection, enabling us to trace the patterns and themes that emerge from our experiences. Through this process, we begin to discern the narratives that have shaped our identity, recognizing the beliefs and assumptions that may no longer serve us. As we deepen our self-awareness, we are called to embrace self-acceptance, a profound act of unconditional love and compassion toward ourselves. Self-acceptance involves acknowledging our imperfections and vulnerabilities, honoring the full spectrum of our humanity. It is about embracing our past experiences, both joyful and painful, as integral parts of our journey. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, self-acceptance empowers us to release the burden of shame and guilt, fostering a sense of inner peace and wholeness. The journey toward self-acceptance is often accompanied by the archetype of the lover, a symbol of passion, connection, and unconditional love. The lover archetype invites us to cultivate a deep and abiding love for ourselves, recognizing our inherent worth and beauty. By embracing the lover within, we nurture the parts of ourselves that have been wounded or neglected, creating a sanctuary of love and acceptance within our own hearts. In this journey of self-discovery, it is crucial to engage with the concept of resilience, the capacity to recover and thrive in the face of adversity. Resilience is not merely a trait, but a dynamic process that involves adaptability, resourcefulness, and a positive outlook. In the wake of a narcissistic relationship, resilience empowers us to rise above the challenges we have faced, transforming our experiences into sources of strength and wisdom. The cultivation of resilience is supported by the archetype of the survivor, a symbol of determination, perseverance, and courage. The survivor archetype embodies the spirit of overcoming obstacles and emerging stronger from life's trials. By connecting with the survivor within, we tap into our inner reserves of strength and tenacity, finding the courage to rebuild and reimagine our lives. As we cultivate self-awareness, self-acceptance, and resilience, we are also called to engage with the power of intention and visualization. Intention serves as a guiding force, directing our focus and energy toward our desired outcomes. By setting clear and purposeful intentions, we align ourselves with the life we wish to create, fostering a sense of direction and purpose. Visualization, as a complementary practice, involves the creation of mental images that reflect our goals and aspirations. It is a powerful tool for manifesting change, allowing us to envision the future we desire and embody the qualities we wish to cultivate. In the context of healing from narcissistic relationships, visualization empowers us to imagine a life of authenticity, fulfillment, and joy, reinforcing our commitment to personal growth and transformation. In this journey of transformation, we also encounter the archetype of the visionary, a symbol of foresight, innovation, and inspiration. The visionary archetype invites us to dream beyond the confines of our current reality, to explore new possibilities, and embrace the unknown. By embodying the visionary within, we awaken to our creative potential, unlocking new pathways for growth and expansion. As we move forward on this path, let us remember the importance of gratitude and appreciation in fostering a sense of abundance and fulfillment. Gratitude is a practice of acknowledging the blessings and gifts present in our lives. Cultivating a mindset of positivity and abundance by focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we shift our perspective, opening ourselves to greater joy and contentment. In conclusion, the journey of healing and transformation, inspired by encounters with narcissists, is a profound exploration of self-awareness, self-acceptance, and resilience. It invites us to engage with the power of intention and visualization, to embrace the archetypes of the lover, survivor, and visionary, and to cultivate gratitude and appreciation. Through this journey, we awaken to the fullness of our potential, fostering a life of authenticity and fulfillment. As we continue on this path, let us remain open to the lessons and insights that emerge trusting in our capacity to navigate the complexities of life with grace and authenticity. Let us honor the sacredness of our journey, embracing the transformative power of love and understanding. And may we continue to nurture the connections that sustain us, fostering a future defined not by the wounds of the past, but by the promise of a more authentic and fulfilling existence.